red flag will be taken away. This is what we have been waiting for all weekend. The Italian Grand Prix at Mugello is underway. Looks like a really good start from Jorge Lorenzo and also from Valentino Rossi.
Yeah, it's good a start Lorenzo made. It was a shocker for Andrea. You know, he's been picked off on the run down to San Donato. What a start by Lorenzo. He's up the inside of Valentino Rossi. Lorenzo from 5th on the grid. He leads the way. Couple of crashes at the back of the field. That's Jack Miller and Loris Baz. We've also got one of the factory Aprilias down. That was Alvaro Bautista. Danilo Petrucci running it wide through Poggio Secco. Lorenzo leads though from Rossi, from Aleix Espargaro, who got a good start. Maverick Vinales had a nightmare. Vinales from the front row down in 11th.
They plunged down through Casanova and Savelli. They come up now towards Arrabbiata 1 and Arrabbiata 2. Jorge Lorenzo, what a start from the second row of the grid. We ride with him. It's Rossi in his face. Rossi right behind him as they plunge downhill. Here they are. Arrabbiata 1 up to Arrabbiata 2. That blind fast right-hander over the rise. Half a lap gone.
Bradley Smith got a great start. He was up in the 4th place at one time. We've had real mixed starts here today. Lorenzo from 5th up into the lead. Maverick Vinales, we talked in the warm-up this morning about how he's got to sort his starts out. Front row to 11th place. Andrea Dovizioso's had a great first lap. He was 13th on the grid. Dovizioso already up into 6th place.
I tell you what, Rossi will have a go at Lorenzo because he knows better than anybody. If Lorenzo gets into the rhythm at the front, he's not going to be beaten. Rossi's going to have to rough him up, and he's going to have to rough him up real quick.
He is indeed. Andrea Iannone front row to 8th place on the opening lap. Some absolute nightmare starts went on from the front row of the grid. It was Lorenzo that got an absolute flyer. Yoni Hernandez was too keen to get off the line. He's jumped the start, the Colombian. Bautista, Miller and Bautista were down in an instant at the first corner with Loris Baz.
One lap come. Here comes Valentino Rossi. 215 miles an hour, side by side into San Donato, and Rossi leads. Can he make it take? Oh, Rossi's running wide.
He's gone out to the car park. So has Andrea Dovizioso. So many riders in the slipstream running in way too hot at San Donato. Andrea Dovizioso was one of them. Looked like Andrea Iannone also got caught out there. He did. Iannone's been passed by the 2 Pramac Ducatis. Rossi tried to take the lead into the first corner, ran well wide. Lorenzo back into the lead. Aleix Espargaro doing a great job to hold off Marc Marquez. Dani Pedrosa now up in the 5th. What about Maverick Vinales? Still down in 11th place. Iannone fell back to 10th.
Could have been worse for Rossi. I thought, as you say, he was disappearing into the car park, but he's actually kept it a pretty good distance as they come down, up now through Arrabbiata 1 and Arrabbiata 2. 1.5 laps gone. Jump start as we see there.
Rossi now glued to the back wheel of Jorge Lorenzo. This is down into Scarperia. They'll bank it left for Pelagio. Here we go through the left-hander. Rossi momentarily seized the lead at the end of that first lap. Wasn't able to pull it on the brakes into the first corner. Round in front of the Ducati grandstand. What a nightmare start it's been for the Bologna factory. Andrea Iannone is back down in 10th place. In fact, he's just been passed by Maverick Vinales. Those two started on the front row. They're 10th and 11th.
This is just where Rossi wants to be. They're going to come into Cotton Tire that brings them onto this long, well over 1,000 metres long, 7/10 of a mile long straight, and Rossi would just tuck in behind and he'll try the manoeuvre again. I promise you he will. Does not want Lorenzo to get away at the front. They're going to come side by side again. Here comes Rossi up the inside.
Can he make it stick this time around? He's got the inside line. Lorenzo leaves his braking really late. Lorenzo will cut it back to the apex through San Donato. No way through this time around then for Valentino Rossi. The Italian's the fastest man on the track with a 1:48.445. Dani Pedrosa 6th place. Aleix Espargaro doing a great job of holding off Marc Marquez. Marquez though found his way through. Marquez up inside the top 3 then for the first time in this race.
Andrea Dovizioso leading the Ducati charge despite being well down at the grid. But here we go again. Rossi's going to have another go. Rossi is just snapping at the heels all the time. I can't stress enough, Lorenzo wants the lead from start to finish, and Rossi knows if he lets him do that, this race is over. But he's not going to let him do it, and he's got the whole of Italy charging behind him.
Yeah, Rossi just at the moment sat right on the coattails of Jorge Lorenzo. That gap coming down now between Rossi and Marc Marquez in that battle for third place. Dovizioso's clawed his way up into fifth. He took Dani Pedrosa last time around. Bradley Smith has just been passed by Scott Redding. That's a battle for seventh and eighth. It's been a shocker for Viñales and Iannone off that front row. Maverick Viñales just has got to sort out his starts if he's got any hopes of fighting for wins this year. Back with Lorenzo and Rossi through Biondetti 1 and 2. Rossi's going to be closer. He might attack at the final corner here on the brakes.
There's Viñales coming up behind Bradley Smith, up the inside of Bradley Smith, and Maverick Viñales is through. Now then, let's see who's going to lead the way at the front. Same as it was before. Lorenzo absolutely brilliant on the brakes the last time round. Here comes Rossi again. Again, they're side by side. Rossi holds the advantage. Now, can he make it stick this time round? Oh, you've got to give 100 marks to Jorge Lorenzo, the way he held his nerve and his brakes there.
Demon on the brakes, Lorenzo going down into San Donato. Marc Marquez is edging ever closer to this group, and Andrea Dovizioso, there he is in fifth place, hunting down Aleix Espargaro, just putting the best lap of the race so far. Dovizioso, the first rider into the 147s, 147.997. He was 0.4 of a second quicker than the race leader Jorge Lorenzo last time around, so it's concertinaing up nicely for a five-rider battle here at the front.
Oh. Where's Rossi going to try it now? He's tried now twice down at San Donato and it hasn't worked out. He's going to try it somewhere different. He is eyeing up every opportunity here to get past Lorenzo. He can't get past at turn one at the moment. He's going to try it. He's going to catch us. Is he going to catch Jorge Lorenzo by surprise?
Yeah, and while this is all going on, Marc Marquez is coming right back into contention. Rossi not close enough to have a look up the inside at Pelagio. Down to the Corantayo corner now. Slight downhill braking for this long sweeping right-hander. And you'll pick it up hard on the gas through Biondetti 1 and 2. Now, can Rossi get close enough on the exit to have a lunge up the inside of Lorenzo in the braking zone for the final corner, the Bacini corner? On board with Rossi.
Is he close enough? I don't think he is this time round. Into the Bacini corner, just dips away here. And then on the power. And without a doubt, he will try once again. Get in the slipstream, pull out. Both times he's come up the inside. Perhaps he'll go the long way round and try the outside this time round. We are about to find out. Here he comes. And he has gone round the outside. Side by side again. And Lorenzo just blocks him. And Marc Marquez just says, thank you very much, you Yamaha boys, because I am closing all the time.
The man who's charging is Andrea Dovizioso. He's picked up Aleix Espargaro now for fourth place. He'll be using all that Ducati horsepower down that start-finish straight to blast past the Suzuki. But Dovizioso then up into fourth place. Let's not forget, he started way down 13th on the grid. Andrea Iannone's just moved up into ninth by Bradley Smith, but it's been a home race to forget so far for the number 29. Andrea Dovizioso, he's the man on the charge. Still no way through for Rossi. Marquez closing as they drop down through Savelli.
I wonder who those fans are supporting in this sandwich here. Do you think it's Lorenzo Marquez that they're cheering on? We ride with Lorenzo. There is Valentino Rossi behind him, and you just got a glimpse of the orange Honda of Marc Marquez. This is turning out just perfectly. It's the race we wanted. It's the race the 100,000 fans here wanted. And then if it's the race the whole of Italy wanted. But we've got one hell of a MotoGP race, and there is still 18 and a half laps to go. Rossi's rethinking his strategy now, isn't he? Without a doubt, he's the cleverest MotoGP rider that we've ever seen. And he'll be thinking, right, we've got to do something a little bit different. And he'll be very aware now that Marquez is coming quick. Great ride by Aleix Espargaro on the Suzuki.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. There's Maverick Viñales, who's trying to pick his way through from outside of the top 10. Let's not forget he started second behind Valentino Rossi. Scott Redding's having a superb ride as well. There he is on that Pramac Ducati, still keeping Viñales at bay. Dani Pedrosa in his 250th Grand Prix appearance just ahead of him. Look at the Ducati power. No way through again for Rossi. Lorenzo's been so strong on the brakes going into the first corner. Rossi runs it out wide again. Marquez got sucked in as well too. That's brought Dovizioso back closer to the back of Marc Marquez. We're about to get a four-way fight for the lead here in Mugello. Dovizioso again last time around the quickest of this leading quartet. He was in the 147.9s again. 0.3 of a second he was quicker than Rossi.
Well, this is coming into the San Donato corner, and there you go, we're right with Marquez. Rossi went wide, he got sucked in, as Matt said. The worry here that happened is that Lorenzo may be able to eke out something at the front, but Rossi will not let him get away. Well, Andrea Dovizioso's had a nightmare so far this weekend, but he's showing Ducati just why they have kept him instead of Andrea Iannone.
He's been brilliant, nothing short of brilliant, coming from 13th place on the grid, fastest man on the track. It's one thing to get up there, though, for Dovizioso. He's got to then try and fight his way through on Marquez, Rossi and Lorenzo. No mean feat at all, but he's done a superb job. Aleix Espargaro just dropping back into the clutches a little bit of the chasing pack. Danny Pedrosa, Scott Redding and Maverick Vinales, who we're on board with now. It's Scott Redding just ahead of him on track through this Corantayo right-hander.
Yeah, Vinales has not been able to get past Scott Redding, isn't he? And while this is going on, it's a great ride by Scott Redding. Vinales' chances are fading fast. And, I mean, the great news as far as the race goes is that Rossi has not let Lorenzo get away at the front.
Again, it's the same old problem for Maverick Vinales. He qualifies brilliantly, and then he makes a hash at the start, and then he's not so fast on the new tyres. He's made a pass, though, on Scott Redding. Andrea Iannone, look at the power of that factory Ducati. He just blows the paint off the Suzuki and Scott Redding's Ducati. Andrea Iannone then up in a 7th place. Dylan.
Guys, I'm just going to bring it down to pit lane briefly. I'm here with Jack Miller. Jack, very unfortunate going into turn one there. First of all, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, you know. Don't really know what happened. I mean, I just got hit by another bike, you know. We were just going through the corner normally. I mean, didn't get the greatest of starts, but yeah, it's what happens when you're down that far on the grid. But anyway, it's a racing incident. And, you know, we found some things this weekend, so we can take that as a positive. But, you know, really wanted to finish one, not only for myself, but for the team.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Jack.
Yeah, he has found something this weekend. Jack Miller looked in a lot better, Nick.
And just a very quick note, so Alvaro Bautista, he's also okay. Loris Baz, I went to the team, they're not sure yet. He's gone to the clinic, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Many thanks, Dylan. We ride with Valentino Rossi, number 99 in front. Rossi really thought about it that time at Scarperia.
He keeps trying to show Lorenzo his front wheel, doesn't he?
All the time.
He keeps having a look at Arrabbiata 1. Try to just give Lorenzo a little tickle up the inside through Scarperia. Lorenzo, you've got to say, is doing a great job of holding firm. If anybody can control these races from the front, it is Jorge Lorenzo.
Bianchetti 1 and 2, but Rossi, yeah, I wonder where he's going to try and make the move. I think he feels down at San Donato that Lorenzo is so strong on the brakes. This is a Pacini. Here he goes again, he's right behind him.
The good thing is, Nick, normally at this stage of the race, Lorenzo's been able to open up a sort of a gap of about a second and a half, and then he can pretty much comfortably control it. He hasn't been able to drop Rossi, and Rossi's right in the slipstream yet again. Will he make it stick this time around? Coming down in the braking zone for the first corner. Lorenzo again is super strong when they brake from 6th gear at almost 220 miles an hour, and he again keeps Rossi at bay.
He's absolutely faultless so far down at turn 1, Jorge Lorenzo.
Well, Brembo showed some data about late breakers into turn 1. Throughout the whole weekend, it's been Rossi. I bet those stats have changed. Rossi again up the inside, no way through.
Lorenzo is not letting him come through. Rossi is desperate to get through, but he'll be happier now, Rossi, because he feels he's got the pace all the time to run with Lorenzo. As you say, I think when he made the mistake at turn 1, Rossi, I thought Lorenzo would then disappear into the distance. He hasn't. He's eyeing him up. He's eyeing him up again. Down at Savelli. We come up to Arrabbiata 1 and 2. I love this corner, don't you? Arrabbiata 2.
He had a look last time around at Scarperia. We're just coming down there now. I don't think he's going to be close enough to have a lunge up the inside. No, he's not perfectly happy this time around, just to sit and wait. Andrea Dovizioso again of this lead quartet. Quickest rider of the top 4. What's the gap between Lorenzo and Dovizioso? It's only 1.1 seconds. So Dovizioso, he's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. Rossi closes right up through the Corantayo corner. He's got to try and get close enough to slipstream Lorenzo down at that first corner. Lorenzo's been awesome on the brakes at the end of the start-finish straight, and he gets great drive out of Biondetti 1 and 2 again.
Yeah, here he comes into Pacini. He's not close enough, but he will pull through the corner. He will come alongside, but Lorenzo's winning the battle of the brakes at the moment. Rossi, he's tried the outside and he's tried the inside. What is he going to try this time round? Just look at those speeds, 340 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, Lorenzo's got in the groove. He's into the 147s for the first time in this race. He's just at a 147.9. He was less than a tenth of a second faster than Valentino Rossi last time, and there's nothing between them on the track, nothing between them at all in the timesheets. There's Marc Marquez, who just can't quite close that gap of, what, 5-6 tenths of a second to the two factory Yamaha riders. A bit further back down the order, Danny Pedrosa. Oh, Rossi's made a mistake. What's happened to Valentino Rossi? He's got a problem. Rossi's got a problem. He's got a mechanical disaster for Rossi. What a nightmare for the Italian. Rossi is about to retire from this race. What's happened?
Let's have a look. They just run straight on there, but that's a mechanical problem, isn't it? Not a rider problem. Silence at Mugello.
Has he got a problem?
Or was it just a rider mistake?
He was looking down, wasn't he, at his left foot. Yeah, there's smoke coming. You can see the smoke. Yeah, he's got a problem. Valentino Rossi, well. Yeah, there's smoke. Jorge Lorenzo blew an engine this morning in the warm-up session. Lynn Jarvis on the grid said, well, we hope that was the end of our bad luck. Well, what an absolute disaster for Valentino Rossi and for the factory Yamaha team. There are 100,000 fans here.
Oh, golly, it's blown.
What a day for Yamaha.
That engine has completely blown.
Wow.
He can pull off the track as quick as he can. Lynn Jarvis, we spoke to him earlier, the manager director of Yamaha Racing, looks on.
I can't recall before this morning's blow-up for